I used to think stories about witchcraft were just old village talk, people exaggerating what they didn't understand. But in 2020, something happened that made me believe otherwise. I had decided to visit my village after many years of being away. The journey started well, but just a few kilometers before the junction to my village, the vehicle I was in broke down. We were stuck for over an hour, and by the time I reached the trading center where I could catch a bicycle taxi around 9 p.m., there were only a few riders left. When I told them the name of my village, they all shook their heads. None of them wanted to take me. At first I thought maybe it was because it was too late, or the road was rough at night. So I offered to pay double the normal price. Finally, one rider agreed, more out of pity than anything else. As we started off, he asked me, "Do you know why we don't like going to your village at night?" I said no. He replied, "Because of the things we see in the village we pass through on the way. I only agreed to take you because you added money and I felt sorry for you." The moment he said that, my heart started beating faster. I tried to stay calm, telling myself maybe he was just trying to scare me. We rode for about half an hour until we reached a church by the roadside. The rider pointed and said, "Look, uncle, the church lights." I looked, and sure enough, the church was lit up brightly, as if powered by electricity. That didn't sound strange at first, until he added, "This whole area has no electricity." That's when I noticed it. There were no power poles, no cables anywhere nearby, and I didn't hear the sound of a generator either. The lights just shone, steady and clear, with voices inside singing and celebrating. My first thought was maybe it was some group using solar power or a silent generator, but the voices and the timing unsettled me. Something about it didn't feel right. We continued. I was sweating and tense, but I told myself I'd be fine once we got home. A little later, we saw a boy ahead of us on the road. It was almost 10 p.m., pitch dark, and I thought, what child would be out here alone at this hour? The rider slowed down and shouted, "You there, what are you doing on the road at night?" The boy didn't answer. His head stayed down as he walked. We passed him and rode on. At the time, I tried to explain it to myself. Maybe he was a child from a nearby home, sent on an errand, or maybe just wandering. Strange, but not impossible. But a few minutes later, we saw him again. The same boy, same posture, walking ahead of us on the road as if we had never passed him. My stomach dropped. The rider shouted, "That's not a person." At that moment, the boy lifted his head and started laughing. Not a child's laugh, a sharp, chilling sound that made the hair on my arms stand straight. The rider almost lost control of the bicycle, swerving dangerously close to the bush. From then on, we said nothing. We just wanted to reach home. We finally arrived around 11 p.m., and the rider, clearly shaken, decided to stay for the night instead of riding back alone. I couldn't sleep. I kept replaying what I had seen in my head. Could the church lights have an explanation? Maybe some hidden solar setup, or a generator I didn't notice. Could the first boy have been just a child from the area? Possibly. But the second encounter? Seeing the same boy, after we had already left him behind, behaving the same way, then laughing like that. There is no explanation. None. That night convinced me. I had always dismissed witchcraft as stories, but after what I saw, I know for sure there are forces beyond science and logic that truly exist.